Oh my goodness. How is everyone doing? My name is Chris and you're watching Fish for Thought, and I hope all of you had an awesome holiday season this year. Also, Happy New Year's. I hope 2018 starts off right for all of you. And today I'm very excited because my girlfriend got me an awesome, comfortable sweater for Christmas, and also she got me a dragon stone. Now this is very cool. I love dragon stones as hardscapes, and I'll be using this in my 40-gallon aquarium. But today we're going to be talking about my 10-gallon planted dirted tank and the progress it's made. Stay tuned. So it's been 5 months since this tank has been up. It's got a high output T5, but other than that, it's got no CO2 system or anything like that. The substrate is a mixture of ADA African soil and regular aquarium gravel, and underneath it is dirted with an organic potting mix. Here is the tank when I first set it up 5 months ago. As you can see, the Vallisneria really took off and has completely taken over the right side of the tank upon reaching its roots to the potting mix. The Vallis has been sending off shoots everywhere in this tank, and I have to constantly be pulling out the shoots in front and relocating them elsewhere in the tank or to use in my other tanks. I was worried about the dwarf sage not doing well in this tank, and they weren't. But in the last 2 months, the dwarf sage started propagating like crazy right after I trimmed them. They are now exhibiting a carpeting behavior and has filled in the bottom of the tank quite nicely. There is still some room for them to propagate in the left areas of the tank. The Cryptocoryne wentii green has gotten used to the lower amounts of light it receives and has been giving out new leaves once in a while. I will have to be careful that the dwarf sage does not choke out its roots though. The Anacharis I threw into this tank has been exploding with growth, and it is the plant I've had to trim down most often. Leaving the Anacharis floating and allowing it to root themselves, they shoot their roots from high above down into the substrate and create a neat jungle effect, creating additional texture and color in the tank. The Anubias in this tank barely ever grows and has perhaps given at most 2 new leaves ever since. However, they are still growing faster than the 2 Amazon swords in the back of the tank, as the swords have not been growing much at all and have been constantly melting. Despite the constant melting, they are still very much alive. This leads me to think that they have been constantly giving out new leaves in place of the old ones that melted. I will have to pay more closer attention to them. The current fauna in this tank include my betta fish, Sparta, and Otocinclus catfish, my trusty zebra nerite snail, and some ram's horns, Malaysian trumpets, and pond snails, which I intend to remove. Algae has not been a big issue, which I believe is thanks to the Anacharis and the ever-present duckweed, but I do have to scrape hard green spot algae off the surface of the glass from time to time, and some very dense green hair algae from plants and other surfaces. I do have the light scheduled for a daily 8 hours, and the plants seem to grow well with that. I definitely would not recommend more than 8 with these T5s, and might even decrease the amount if the algae problems get out of hand. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this 5-month update, and the next time I update, I might already have put this tank on substrate fertilizers like Secam Flourish root tabs, as the nutrients from the potting mix may be close to depletion. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. There will be more videos to come, and don't forget to get your hands wet.